Monica Cherie, and I'm here with my guest host, Pete
Pete
Mon.
Monty, what's good? What's good?
Yes, and so today we have a lot to discuss because there's been a lot going on. So let me start with this actually. Have you been watching the WNBA games at all?
I saw a little bit of we call it Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark game.
Yeah.
Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, and I didn't get to see the Connecticut. No, it was Connecticut. Who was it? It was the Suns, Phoenix, I believe. I didn't get to see the
So,
10 o'clock game.
yeah, Mercury. Yeah.
Yeah, Mercury.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that one either. I bet on it, but I lost by like two legs.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah. And then the New York Liberty gang versus the Aces.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pissed off because for some reason my ABC app isn't working. So I wasn't able to watch any of the games, but I was able to watch like as the game went on, like
Uh-huh.
play by play or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that so okay. The Aces game versus the Liberty, that was a good game. That was pretty decent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Based on like just reading everything that was going on. That was a good
Mm-hmm.
game. I enjoyed it very much. Through that, even though I didn't get to watch it. I'm very upset about that. But what is it? Natasha Collier. No, not Natasha. That's Milwaukee. What's the girl's name? Sabrina Ionescu. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I be messing up the name sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I was watching the other game the night before. Anyway, so yeah, she effed me on my parlay. So, but it's all good.
Okay.
Brianna Stewart was out there getting her rebounds, doing like just everything on the floor. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what's her name? That plays for the Aces, main character. What's her name?
Asia.
Yeah, Asia Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she was out there just doing everything, like, on
Yeah.
the floor, and so they was commenting, I was cracking up, they was commenting on, some of the clips on YouTube and everything, they just like, "Oh, is A'ja Wilson gonna have to do everything herself again this year?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean,
She has a decent supporting cast, like
yeah,
they're there for what they're there for, I think,
yeah,
to be fair. But Asia is a superstar, like you said, main character.
yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I don't like the fact that one person always has to do all the work, and we talk about this a lot even with, like, the NBA players, so it's just
Yeah.
kind of annoying to watch. I mean, I didn't get to watch it, like I said, but just even reading it, it's just like, dang, she's just doing everything, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's true.
at least with the Liberty, I feel like they kinda, like, share more so, like, as far as points and everything,
Hmm.
as far as who gets the rebounds, like, they kinda share those responsibilities more, and that's the reason why they were able to win last year. I do feel like last year they had a little cheating going on with the refs, but it's okay. It's, I ain't gonna go too much into that,
That's
but,
interesting to see New York
uh
having all these teams kind
yeah,
of at
having all these
basketball
teams
wise.
coming up, it might be the year for New York, who knows? Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
New
the
York.
season, who knows? But, yeah, so that game was cool, and then the Fever, Sky game, that's the game I really wanted to see, because I was just
Yes.
like, "Okay, how are they gonna do?" What's the girl damn, I can't remember anybody's names. What's the girl named Kennedy Carter? Yeah.
Oh,
So I wanted to see, like, kinda like, how do they play, like, without her being on the floor, being so aggressive like she was. That was a help for them, you know?
mm-hmm.
And so I seen, from what I was reading, Angel Reese was out there getting bullied on the glass. Like, she
Yeah,
was
she
getting her
was.
rebounds, but, she got her rebounds,
Yeah.
but, you
But she
know,
got 16 rebounds, which I want to have. Fuck, Dennis Rodman
yeah,
have 40 rebounds in the game. Like,
it's crazy.
she's
Crazy.
16 rebounds.
Yeah.
And everybody, the next person under her had 7 or
Yeah.
something like that. And that's the girl Cordoza, I think her name.
For those yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
she's
were
a big body
rebounding, but they
presence.
just couldn't. They were rebounding and getting second chance for what?
Yeah, and
Like,
Caitlyn had a
to
triple
make
double.
nothing.
I should have bet on that.
Yeah,
But yeah, she had a triple double,
yeah,
10
I
10.
won that bet. I won that bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was they got blown out.
They did get blown out. I was trying to look up the score real quick so I can see.
It
Hold
was
on.
like 80 or 50 something. It was a blowout. It wasn't even close. It wasn't a competition at all. And
I mean, I just feel like coming into like the first game of the year, especially a game like that, where they're
yeah.
like, okay, these are the two, these are two main characters. Like, we
But
want to see more.
yeah, I don't know how because they Angel Reese is I don't know, like Unravel, I saw a little her peaking a bit, but like
Yeah.
scoring wise, 12 points, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
she had 17 rebounds.
okay, 17 rebounds, 12 points.
Mhm.
And WNBA is traditionally known to be like a lower scoring side of the spectrum. Like you're
Yeah,
not.
it's lower scoring, but they still
Yeah.
get their assists and they still get their rebounds. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, but in terms of
Yeah.
scoring, I'm like Angel. I
Mhm.
feel like the level player that she's supposed to be, she at least 20 a game.
Yeah.
12 is I didn't look at her efficiency either and see like what she shot, what her situations was. But she's not a mid range shooter. She can't go outside.
Mhm.
She's just strictly a post. And so when you got
They said she was
somebody,
missing layups.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. 12 points means you was missing hella layups. You probably was missing free throws. This is me assuming because I didn't look at her stat line, but that's kind of like mediocre to me. Like 17 boards, you Dennis Rodman at this point. You know,
Her
like you
field
just
goal percentage was 35.7.
yeah, that's crazy.
She shot she shot 5 for 14.
Dang. And that's layups. He missed 14.
I mean, they said she was I like I said, I didn't see the game, but they said she was missing layups.
That's crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Very much so.
And like everybody made a big deal out of that foul because it got chippy. But if anybody
Oh yeah, is
played
that the one they said
women,
she caught a big case over? They said
yeah.
she was acting prick. She was acting panty
Well,
about it.
I played basketball from
Yeah.
as a child and growing up organized, and it gets chippy. Like female sports, just like men, like we want to fight too. Like at
Yeah.
a a foul, a hard foul, or somebody even pestering you all night. So that to me is just basketball. Like it's
Yeah.
just that's just nature of
It's
the
an
game.
aggressive sport, like
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, and I think obviously I think Angel Reese has more of a problem publicly with Caitlyn than Caitlyn has. I
Mm.
think Caitlyn does things probably in like a microaggressive way that upsets Angel, and Angel from Baltimore, like
Yeah.
you know culturally Baltimore, you know predominantly black,
Yeah.
you representing something, from you're pretty much a rose in a concrete jungle, so
Yeah.
I can get her perspective of just have her mentality about a Caitlin Clark who
Mhm.
came up in a kind of privileged environment.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like even if she was privileged, it's like
Yeah,
she be shooting her butt off.
yeah, she's good.
Like
She's nice.
she's good. Like
She's
you could be
nice.
from the hood or you could be from the suburbs. If you good,
Hmm.
you good. Like
I agree.
there's no reason to be a hater. Like because somebody shoots better than you. Like
Yeah.
once you be that center that shoots through or power forward, whatever. What does she play? Forward or
Who?
forward? Yeah.
Who?
Once you
Angel?
be that, no, Angel. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to
she's a
say.
forward, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a forward who gets all the rebounds. Crazy.
So she's really a
Um,
center, to be honest.
yeah, I know, right? She plays both positions for overall.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like just won't you work on your 3 point?
Yeah, she got to get at least
You
a
know?
mid range. She got to
Yeah,
at least get a mid range shot. But right now there's no competition. Like when you look at them
yeah,
player for player, there's two different players. One and then two, I think it's more of the media, and then I think more of, people probably hyping it to be something. Yeah, I get it's entertainment. It's
yeah,
entertainment. It's
yeah.
wrestling. It's like to me when I look at basketball sometimes. So, but
I
yeah,
get it. Did you see that the Mystics beat the Dream?
I didn't see the game, but I heard about that. Mystics been looking good.
Yeah.
Last year they had some bumps in the road, but like overall they made some adjustments to the lineup. I remember I had met their coach at like an event. I used to work with this group
Hmm.
um called Pink Dollar, and they do a lot of LGBTQ focused events, but mostly focused on like queer women. And we met him at like one of their events, and he was kind of talking about his plans, because I asked him, I said, what's going on, and he actually kind of his father was a coach on the team, and so he came up under that. And so, he had a lot of big plans, a lot of big ideas around the lineup, around bringing in some young players, moving out some players. And like, that's kind of what you're seeing right now is the Mystics is like transitioning, leaving the transition period and really trying to seeing the fruits of what they've been building. So
Hmm.
I think the Mystics going to have a good year because they got a good role players, a good key players that they're building around. Like Brittany, like
Yeah.
she's dope. And then they brought in some other players outside. So I think they're gonna be good this year.
Yeah. other than this 14-2 score they got going right now against the Connecticut Sun.
That's but the Suns. So like, it's so funny because the Suns is
Oh, yeah, though.
they're good.
Yeah.
They're a good team. So I've seen where we beat them and they beat us. It's one of those. It's not, I wouldn't call it rivalry at all, but it's the
It could be
Connecticut
a
Suns are
rivalry.
consistent. They're a consistent team. They've won against us. We've won against them. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
look too deep into it.
Yeah. We'll see what
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah.
What is it? And my team for is the Minnesota Lynx. I like them a lot.
Okay. Okay.
My girl Kayla McBride, that's my girl, like
Mhm.
100%.
Mhm.
Like Nafisa Collier has gotten me a lot of money,
Okay.
in the year.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. But I look forward to them going back to the Final Four at least in the playoffs this year. I don't know. We'll see how they're looking.
Yeah, I gotta watch them. I haven't watched much of their games.
Somebody text me. Well, no, I'm gonna talk about this later because we're not there. Anyway, so we saw the Wolves trample Golden State. Do you have any final thoughts? Any regards that you want to give to Steph Curry, thinking that he was gonna come back, I guess, for like a game 7 or something like that. He
Yeah.
took the Lakers out in 5, then the Wolves
Yeah.
took the Warriors out in 5. So I'm just trying to understand like why the Warriors even had a chance. Like
Yeah.
I take it back when you watch the whole season,
Mhm.
you could take it back in the storyline. Like, why the Houston Rockets? Why did they lose to the Warriors?
Shit.
Like
Know
why did
why?
they go to the final? What
Yeah, we know why.
and so
But like the
now
Golden
we're
State
stuck.
had the thing about them, and that's why I said the coaching is not as good as people really think with him. And not
Yeah.
to take away all he's done. He's played on limited, but a lot of what Steve Kerr has been able to take advantage of is the players he's had and the youth. At one point, at one time, Curry was that guy who was an undervalued player, came up, and everybody was like, "Wow, we didn't see this guy being who he was."
Mhm.
Draymond was a really good college player, really was impactful when he got in the NBA. You look at even the guy who what's my guy's name who left, who got traded out, who wanted to
Aaron
leave.
Wiggins.
No,
No, not Aaron Wiggins. What's
Splash Brother, the other
oh God dang
Clay,
it.
Clay,
Clay Thompson, yeah.
even Clay. So like they've had a lot of, and then they had a veteran at the time who took them to the championship. And my guy, oh my God, how can I forget his name? He won a championship with the veteran cat. I can't think of his name. It's gonna come back to me anyway. Um, and so you look at like for this series. So we're gonna speak on this series. Look at how they underplayed Kuminga through the first 3 games. Right? He came in, and I get what the coach was saying, where he says, "Okay, if Kuminga play, Butler is not gonna play well," and we saw that because Butler like we saw nothing from him in
So
the
what is
last.
the problem between Butler and Kaminga? I didn't know there was drama.
It was not drama, but it's and that's the problem with Kerr that I find is that he says things that he really shouldn't say. And I don't have my other phone in front of me, but look it up. He said something about Kuminga and Butler. They don't play well together. Essentially, that was the footnote of it.
But why?
And when you look at the numbers, he's not wrong because Kuminga got in the game. He's averaging 25 points, maybe 4 rebounds. And then Jimmy Butler's efficiency went completely down. Like he wasn't scoring, barely getting
Well,
boards.
twin, we need to figure out how we can get them to twin because
Yeah.
we need them on the floor together and we
Yeah.
need them to be impactful on the floor together.
Yeah.
Not, oh, well, they don't play well together. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care about your ego. I don't
Hmm.
care about none of that. Like maybe one of y'all can decide, hey, I'm gonna toss the ball to you this game. You're gonna get the assist, whatever. Like we need to figure out like what are we doing that's not okay, because Butler's gonna be there for a while, maybe,
Yeah.
unless he starts crying again.
Right.
Kuminga's gonna be there,
Yeah.
so Steph Curry's not gonna be there forever. He's gonna be retiring soon. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, we don't want him to retire, but he's getting up there in age.
Yeah, he is.
So, you
Yeah.
know, this whole like, oh, they can't play well together, that just doesn't sit well with me.
That's why I said it's bad coaching because for you to go out and publicly say that is just problematic because
You
Jimmy
figure
went
out a
behind.
strategy.
Yeah, Jimmy went behind and was like, no, like he's great. He's a great player. Like, you know what I mean? And I just felt like I, and I'm kind of disappointed in how Jimmy played in the last few games in the series because I'm like, this is a guy who had a lot of complaints. And I don't know because he got injured in the last year, you know, what that injury might have affected him later down the line.
Mhm.
But he kind of like made kicked up a lot of dust around Miami, got to Golden State, you know, was impactful, but he's very like inconsistent. And I also think it's like his age coming in. Like playoff, we didn't see playoff Jimmy really only but 2 games.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Exactly.
who else is going to carry the king team? Like point wise, Draymond can't. Draymond might have 1 out of 10
But
games where
why
he
can't
scored.
everybody just be a good shooter? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
can't Buddy Hield have a good game every game?
Yeah, because that's not how he's a role player. You can't depend on him to be the star. He's not the star. He wants to be, but he's not the star. And that's okay. Like that's a life lesson. Like people need to understand. Like you may not be the guy, but like when it's time for you to step up, that's the thing. Golden State didn't have enough depth. Look at the Celtics. They didn't
They
have enough
played
depth.
13 players.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but they don't have enough depth to really. And then the system didn't work. They don't have a real system.
Well,
If you look,
Party Azinski, however you pronounce his name, he scored like 28 that last game.
but once again, he's
Or
once
he
every
did that.
5 games he
Yeah.
does that. So he's another one that he's real streaky, and he'll have a game where he'll go 20 and 10 rebounds, and have another game where he'll go 6 and 4. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what changed? What change in the system happened to where that drastically reduced? And to keep up with a team like the Timberwolves, it's hard because Randall can get cooking, Edwards can get cooking.
Yeah.
And then if they
Nas Reed
play,
can get cooking from three.
yeah, and if
Rudy
they're clicking
Gobert
at the
can start
same
dunking
time,
on you.
and then Jaden McDaniels is a,
Jaden
a mid
McDaniels,
range. He's a mid range guy, so he'll get you by driving, or he'll get
Nikhil
you a
Walker.
mid range.
Mhm.
Yep. So they have so many.
Shooters.
Devinchenko, like he come and hit
It's
some threes.
oh
Naz
look,
Reed.
but you see what you're saying? Not to cut
Mm,
you off. It's basketball.
yeah,
Everyone should be able to shoot.
yeah, I agree. But Golden State's supposed to have the shooters, so I don't know. I don't know. I think they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out like a real actual system because they play their best when Curry is in the system. When Curry's not in the system, then it gets a little haywire, it gets a little weird. And Jimmy Butler is not the guy in this team scenario. Curry is. So it's not Jimmy Butler's team. So as you saw, it kind of he kind of fumbled it because there's no way Kuminga getting a game and he's scoring 26 and you're scoring 10 or
Right.
12. That doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't. I agree with you. It shouldn't be one or the other. Like it should be we both should be able to click and score. And I don't know why that's not happening. So yeah, I knew the Timberwolves. You know that's my favorite
Yeah.
to win it all is the Timberwolves because and even look at and we'll get into other teams, but when we look at how Timberwolves are playing, like they're just dogs. They're just gonna
Yeah.
like nail
Yeah,
you.
they
They're
dogging
gonna
everybody right now. Like it's gonna be interesting if they get to play the Nuggets or because they defeated the Nuggets last year.
yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they play the Nuggets or OKC. So let's jump into the Pacers. So Pacers took us. So we ain't got much time, but Pacers took out the Cavs in 5.
Yeah,
Knicks took out Boston in 6. This is crazy. So now we
yeah,
about to have a Pacers Knicks matchup.
yeah,
So do you have any thoughts on this? Like, do you
yeah.
have any predictions? I think the Pacers are gonna take the Knicks out in 4. I
I,
ain't even
oh
trying to
damn,
be
4.
funny.
They're gonna
But
sweep
they
them.
want it. They want it so bad. They're
They're
so
gonna sweep
aggressive.
them.
But it might be 5 because you know that first game after vacation,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard.
That's your giveaway.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're living in a multiverse. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, because it's been a quarter century. It's been a quarter century since the Knicks have gotten to the final Eastern Conference Finals, and
Jalen Brunson's dad was actually
on the
on the
bench.
team the last time.
I wouldn't even tell nobody my father was on the bench unless listen. Anyways, but yeah, he was in the building, and then it's the Conference Finals last time. But I think New York. New York is a good team because they're like a fourth quarter team, but the Pacers is too.
Mhm.
So if you notice about the last series with Knicks and Pacers, what they had in common, they'll be down first 2 quarters or third going into the third quarter, and then
They'll
fourth
make a
quarter
run.
and the third quarter, fourth quarter, they make a run and they'll catch up and they'll beat them. They did that. They did that at least 2 to 3 times in that series.
Yeah, and of Boston.
So,
Mhm.
so when you look at it from that perspective, offensively they're good, but defensively they're surprisingly good. I think
Mhm.
that's where the teams like Boston and the Cavs fucked up, because one, Cavs, I didn't think they were going to fall. They don't have no offense. Who the hell?
Yeah.
Like in the year, they have a good system, but once again, when a piece is missing out the system and y'all can't fill it, and Garland, and he tried to come back, but I think he still wasn't at 100%.
Yeah, he
So
wasn't.
so you're trying to, and then if and only way Cleveland could win is if everybody was clicking 80% of
Right.
the time. And that
Exactly.
wasn't the case. It was like you have Max Strus click and have 20 games. He had 20 games in 3 games. And then Ty Jerome, he clicked 1 game, maybe 2. And so you're looking at like these people who are really like role players. And then you have
Mhm.
the main guy, you know what I'm saying, who's scoring 40 points in a game, and
Yeah.
it's still not enough.
Doing all the work.
How demoralizing is that? Like, so
Yeah, I mean, he have his second man Garland, and
yeah.
his first man Garland, and you know, they just need they need a lot of work.
Yeah, they need some offense. Evan
Yeah,
Mobley, I don't know what happened there. Jared Allen, he was playing
yeah,
pussy. He was playing soft as fuck. I don't even know.
he's
He couldn't
so
get him.
soft.
You getting out rebounded by Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, damn, what is
It's
happening?
just crazy.
And
And
Nemhard
Miles
and
Turner.
Naismith, y'all, you're getting out rebounded by guys that are at least
I
3 inches
mean, what's the
shorter
point
than
of
you.
having two bigs? But like we said before, the Pacers are a big team.
Yeah.
So even though they getting out rebounded, they're big. You
Yeah,
know
they're
what
quick off their feet. That's what
I'm saying?
that's how they was getting them, because they're
Yeah,
quicker than the Jared Allen. He's
yeah,
slow, you know.
yeah,
Evan Mobley, he's slow. So
yeah. They like
they
distance
was
on the
getting them.
court.
They was out
You know,
rebounding. Yeah, they was out rebounding because they could get to the ball quicker. So
yeah.
it's like I get it. So with the Knicks, I don't know. I do think Pacers going to take it. I think they just have a better offensive team, and they have really really good defense too. That's what this last series showed me, was how good their
Mhm.
defense is. So my predictions is it's going to be 4-2. I think the Knicks going to get at least 2 games out of it. I think it's going to 6.
One thing I would like to say is that if the Pacers were to play OKC, before we get into this OKC Denver real quick, I feel
Mhm.
like OKC, what they like to do, they strategize, they like to play small at
Mhm.
certain moments, because if there's a big on the floor, it'll be easier to get a foul out of him. See
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So I feel like if OKC and the Pacers were in a series, that would
Mhm.
be crazy. But I
Yeah.
think OKC would take it because, like I said, they have
Yeah.
the ability to play small
Mhm.
and pull those fouls like every time. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's 6'6", so he's like the perfect height to be
Yeah.
able to do something like that, especially the Joker, because you kept seeing like the last game they played, like Joker's like, "Where's the foul? Where's the foul?" And I'm
He
like,
keeps looking for a
"He's just
foul.
big, like he's
Yeah.
pushing up against you because you big and you fall
Yeah.
for it every time. Why
Every
are you
time.
guarding him? Why are
Yeah.
you guarding him? Like,
Mhm.
why are you guarding him? Y'all go for the mismatch every time. It'd be
Mhm.
hilarious." And I
Yep.
sit here and I watch them do it. Like putting Case and Wallace on Joker is crazy.
Mhm.
Like, why are
Mhm.
we doing that? He's so small.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah. As we get now, we're getting into the Denver OKC game because this is our last topic. Because
Mhm.
yeah, this is gonna be a ride today, and I'm really irritated because it's at 3:30, and I'm like, why couldn't it be at 8 p.m.?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, I got to get that over with early. But I was just like, I think I'm gonna just house it today. I ain't finna go out.
Mhm.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna house it because it's gonna be too many people out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's too nice outside.
It's gonna be crazy. I mean, the fact that it went to 7, or it's going to 7, is
Yeah.
I'm a little
Yeah.
surprised, because I'm surprised Denver was able to hold on. To be honest, I just thought OKC was gonna knock them out in 5, but
Right.
they had Aaron Gordon's out. It's over with. It's done. Michael Porter's not
Yeah.
at 100%. This is
Yeah.
gonna be probably like they're gonna whoop on them, and they're playing at OKC. OKC's
Hmm.
historically, the games in this series, they've done really bad. What's it called? Denver has not played well at
Oh,
OKC.
they're playing back at OKC.
Yeah, because they're the number 1 team, so that's typically
Okay,
how
gotcha.
that goes. So I
Okay.
think the first
I know they
game,
played in Denver that last game.
yeah, exactly. So the last game is going to be in OKC. So the first game, they stole it from them, right? Like we talked about vacation, they was
Yeah.
on OKC was on vacation, but
Yeah.
this game, they're not. That's not going to happen. They're going to be ready,
Nah,
and
I
then
think they're definitely gonna be ready because OKC they I talk about this all the time because I love them. They just have the
Mhm.
ability to freaking adjust to everything. Like it don't
Yeah, they
matter
do.
what's going on.
They
Like
do.
I said, I just told you like how they like to play small against the bigs. Like
Yeah.
Joker's gonna be on the floor the whole time.
Yeah, he's gonna
No,
play the whole game.
put the small on Joker. Like do it every time.
Yeah.
Like yeah, offensively he can get around them. So yeah, don't do that. That's not
Mhm.
smart. But
Mhm.
when y'all are on defense, on offense, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Jason Wallace, like have that mismatch with Joker. Like
Yeah.
get Joker, you know what I'm saying? Like make him go to these mismatches.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
don't put
I
him
agree.
on Hartenstein. Don't put him on Shet. We don't need all
Yeah,
them big bodies at the glass. Like,
that's
you
true.
know, like let's make it happen, you know. And I know that all of them can get a block off of him too.
Yeah, it's true
So
because
the
Jokic
main
is
goal is to
slow.
take out Joker. He's slow, but he's strong. So
He's
it's like
strong.
if you could take him out,
Yeah.
like we're good. If we could tire him out, like let's
Mhm.
run around him. Let's move faster this game.
Yeah.
Let's,
They're
you know,
gonna move fast. They're gonna
yeah,
move fast and shit. Like it's not
we
gonna
have to.
be when OKC is moving fast. That's that
Yeah,
game they score like 120. Like
yeah,
I've seen it and like wow, like this is they're unstoppable. There's nothing you can
yeah,
do, and they couldn't miss. They couldn't stop. Like okay, Denver couldn't make a shot, and so it was like watching it was like wow, you know. And
yeah,
to be honest, you have on Denver. They do have X factors like Westbrook, right?
yeah.
Like he can come
Exactly.
in and
And
put up
isolate you on a
points.
play.
Yeah, he can be very impactful. So
Yeah,
I think he's the guy to bet on if you're going to bet on this game is
yeah.
Westbrook because he's your
Mhm.
X factor. He wants it
And
bad.
Aaron Gordon's out, so they
Yeah,
don't
since
have
Eric Gordon
that.
is out, so they're probably going to start him if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
Hmm.
and so I think like this is going to be if it's not a blowout, then I'm gonna be surprised to be honest. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I just don't think it's going to be a close game, even with
Really?
Westbrook. No, even with Westbrook because
Hmm.
they're at OKC and when OKC's at home, like they just run and gun and run
Yeah.
and gun them, and it's they can't keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
if they tire Jokic out, focus on putting a lot of pressure on him on the offensive side. On
Hmm.
the defensive side, it's gonna be what's gonna be. He's gonna get his shots. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if
He's
they,
probably
like
gonna
you
be the
said,
only one getting shots.
I was about to say that
Unless
he's gonna have the
Jamal Murray
ball.
come out.
He's probably gonna have and Jamal Murray. He's a fucking ball hog.
Jamal Murray. Kristen Braun is good for a good three threes a game.
I was about to say he might have 10
Like
points,
he's pretty
10,
clutch.
12 points. It
Yeah.
depends. Last game he went for 20 points and
Yeah, he
whatever,
had
but
23.
yeah, but once again, he's not consistent. It's sometimes in a fast system, he has a
Mm.
hard time getting his shots up.
Mm.
When it's slowed down, he does well. If it's fast, he don't do well.
Mm.
So that's where he's at a disadvantage. If OKC plays their game, I don't think he's going to score a lot of points.
Okay.
I think like a Westbrook is going to score a lot of points.
Because he's gonna have to be really aggressive to
Porter
get
is
through.
is injured to be honest, so he could do well. He's literally 50-50 flip a coin with him.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But if he does good, if he scores well, Westbrook scores well, Jokic scores well, then it could be competitive. But
Mm.
if Westbrook don't score well and Porter don't score well, and it's up to Jokic and Braun and Strother and fucking Watson and
Well, Strawber was a reason why they actually did well the
yeah,
last.
he had a good
Like they
game,
let
but
him out. Yeah.
his number in a game 7, I don't think his number is going to get called unless he comes in and is very impactful in his time in the game.
Mm.
That's just game 7. It's just the rule of nature. Like they're going to go with their guys on this.
Yeah.
If Jamal Murray and Jokic are the only guys that plays good, and maybe a Strother, it's not going to be enough to win. OKC puts up a lot of points fast,
Yeah. They really
so
do.
it's hard to like the way that the way that Denver plays is a slower game. You know what I'm saying? Because Jokic is going to come in, he's going to slow the ball down, especially if sometimes they'll run point through him. Jamal Murray, he's a ball hog, so we know he's going to try to get his shot off. He's not a pass first point guard. He's a shoot first. So
Right.
I'd rather them put Westbrook at point because Westbrook is
Mm.
going to speed the game up
Yeah.
for Denver, and that's going to allow them to maybe keep up. And even if they're missing, it's just going to speed the game up because if y'all try to play set offense in OKC, I don't think it's going to bode well.
Mm.
That's what we saw the last time they was in OKC and got spanked. They got spanked because they were trying
They did
to.
get spanked.
Yeah, they got. It was not even a game. Like I was watching the first quarter. Like this is not fair. Like it was like 30 to like 10. I think they
Real
scored like
quick.
almost 40 points
That
in the
game
first
crazy.
quarter. Like, uh,
Somebody already texted me talking about I want Russ to get a ring.
yeah, that would be lit though. That would be lit.
I mean, that'd be lit, but
It's
this
not
not
gonna
the year
happen.
for that.
It's not gonna happen.
It's just not
It's-
the year for that.
yeah, it's not gonna
Sorry,
happen.
like it's not this year. It's not this year. Maybe
Yeah.
next year, but this year, no, no. It's time for OKC to take it home. You know, and if the Pacers take it home, I wouldn't even be mad. I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
either. I
mad.
wouldn't
I
either. I
wouldn't be
wouldn't
mad.
either. I
You know,
wouldn't either.
I
They
feel
have
like
good coaching, good
yeah,
team.
I feel like they definitely deserve it.
Hmm.
I feel like they've been playing like crazy. You know, so I
And I think you
wouldn't be.
had sent them in the questions like, is Cleveland overrated? Did you send that in
Yeah, I did.
the?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Yes, they're very
Yeah,
overrated.
they're very overrated.
Okay,
Oh,
very
you got
overrated.
two bigs on the floor. The bigs are doing all the work. You
Yeah,
know, taking the pictures with got Donovan Mitchell in the middle like this, and you got the guys on the side like this with the ball and everything. You know what
overrated.
I'm saying? Like a little '90s like NBA Jam commercial or whatever. And them niggas ain't doing nothing for real. They ain't doing nothing.
Can't even get a board. That's crazy. Like y'all getting out rebounded by crazy. It's crazy. So they're very
You got the
overrated.
bush. What you got the bush
Oh
for?
yeah,
You ain't even
bro,
hard for real. Like it
bro.
ain't even hard for real, Alan. It
Yeah,
ain't
that's
even hard
embarrassing,
for
bro.
real.
That's embarrassing. Like seeing
Wow.
him run up and down the court. Like he'll have a good game
Talking
here and
about
there.
Black Power and he's soft.
Right. He's an
On the court.
efficient player though.
That's
Cool, I'll give
crazy.
him that. He's efficient. He going if he shoots
Yeah.
5, he gonna make 3, 4. So
But
cool.
he not gonna rebound nothing.
Which
He
is
just
crazy
big
because during the
nothing.
regular
He's
season he
not
was
even at the glass. Like the glass get
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. It was crazy because regular season he was rebounding like a madman. He was rebounding 14 rebounds a game,
Yeah.
12 rebounds.
He got tired.
Averaging 12 rebounds a game. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why in the postseason everybody gets soft. I don't know what are they tired? Is it been a long
He got
year?
tired.
You want to go to Cancun? Like I
They
don't
played
know.
him too many games.
Yeah, but
Like the bigs, like then all of them aren't like Jokic. You know, Jokic, he comes from another land. He's
yeah,
not from here. He
yeah,
plays harder. Giannis, he's
yeah.
not from here. He
That's
plays
true.
harder. You know, some of our people, here that play here are Americans. They ain't got it in them sometimes. They just don't.
Yeah, I think that's what we
And people
saw.
that come from other places, as far as playing basketball, they had to do more to get noticed. So they play a little bit harder,
Yeah,
where they,
that's
they really want to win, you know? And I
hmm
feel like our players, they won once they've signed the contract.
yeah.
It's like,
I
okay,
agree.
I gotta still play basketball, but I ain't gotta play at like a high level. And then you get someone who comes in, and this is why the Nuggets and OKC are where they are.
Hmm.
OKC got what, two Canadians on the team.
Yeah,
I don't know where Shed is from. I don't know if he's American or not. But
that is American.
yeah, he's full on American. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. He look Arab.
he
So
give he give a he give a he love black culture.
yeah. Oh, okay.
He love black
I
culture.
don't
Like
know much about Shed outside of him,
yeah, he
playing
came up
ball.
he came up through college, like but I don't know his heritage, but he's
Yeah.
American for
I
sure.
think he's
But
Arab. Like I think he has
mhm.
Arabian heritage.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I'm not
yeah,
sure though. I don't want to say
but
anything.
he's in the mix. He definitely be
Yeah.
he be around
Yeah, he be
the
fly.
color
He be
folks.
fly. Looking
Hmm.
like what's the guy from Beavis and Butthead? Butthead. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Hold on, wait. No, Butthead is the one with orange hair, right?
I think so.
Not orange, but yellow hair.
Yeah.
Beavis. Hold on, wait. No. Uh, no, that's Beavis. God dang it. But you see what I'm saying? Like, look, hold on. Can you see it? He got the Beavis and
Dang shit.
Butthead haircut. I love it. I absolutely love it.
And I ain't Isaiah mixed?
Who?
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Isaiah Hartenstein? Not he not from is he from here?
I think he mixed.
Hartenstein not from here though. He's like from overseas.
Really?
He's German, I think. Yeah, he's German. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's German.
I didn't know that. I mean, the last name tracks.
Yeah, he's definitely German.
But
And
yeah,
yeah.
Cavaliers is definitely overrated. Boston, oh my god, bro.
I think
Oh
Boston just gave up. I ain't even trying to be funny. I think they just gave up.
my
I think they
god.
just said, forget it. I don't want to play without my star player, Jason Tatum. I think they just gave up. I don't understand what happened there. I didn't even get to watch that game, but I was for sure that like they were gonna play hard and try to go to game 7 to at least try to redeem themselves as a team. Like you shouldn't need Jason Tatum just to get through the finals. Like
Facts.
I was really rooting for them. I really like like that took me out. Like I'm happy for the Knicks, but I feel like they threw the game, and I don't appreciate that because I feel like you need to play as hard as you can. I feel
Yeah, they
like,
didn't play hard at
yeah, I
all.
feel like
And
they got scared, and I feel like Joe Mazzulla told them to just throw the game.
yeah, because
That's what happened.
Tatum and to be honest, like when I saw how they played the last game before, like game 6 against,
Mhm,
no, game 5 against them at home in Boston, I said y'all should have been playing like this from day one. But
mhm,
Tatum in the system, sometimes it's like disrupts like how they should be playing good basketball because Tatum likes to pull up and shoot a whole bunch of threes
yeah,
unnecessarily, and then Jalen Brown starts doing that, and I'm like, Jalen, you're not a good shooter. You barely can make free throws, bro. Why are you trying to pull up and shoot from the three when you have an open lane? You pump fake and just drive, and you should be trying to dunk everything. You should be
right,
trying to lay up everything. There's no reason you're taking 3-point shots right now. Like
right,
leave that to Derek White and Pritchard, and maybe
exactly,
even Al Horford. Like he's Jalen Brown's good for 2-3 points a game, but
yeah,
he's trying to take like 6, 7, 8, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Like that messes up. But when they played game 5, if you notice, they were driving a lot more, less
mhm,
kicking out, more mid range, and but
right,
then the threes that were available. Derek White had a lot of threes that game. Pitcher had a lot of threes. So the system worked when they're focused on getting in the lane. But when Tatum's in the game, it's like pull up three, take waste of time, turn around three, and then it's like it throws off the whole offense, and you have to recover against a team like New York
right.
who might randomly. And so that's funny about New York because they're another team that if you look at Cat, right, he's trash all series, trash,
He gets
trash,
no rebounds for me anymore.
trash, bro. Like he maybe averaged like 14 points the whole series. Okay. Like if we look at who won the trade, Minnesota won the trade. Okay. Because Cat in this
Randall
system,
playing out his mind.
Cat is playing like how he talk. He's playing pussy. Like and then bro, real shit, bro. He play like he talk, bro. I swear to God, it's blowing me. Like you talking proper shit. That's how you playing, my nigga. You not playing like with no grit, none of that shit. And after the game, like,
He
yeah, I want
ain't
to
got that
dedicate this
dog
win.
in him.
I want to dedicate this win to the niggas that I used to play with down Rutgers and down da 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 da.
He ain't got
Bro,
that dog in him. Woo, woo, woo.
bro,
He ain't
bro.
got that dog on him.
So like Brunson said, the Hart played his heart out. Brunson really did his big one.
Hmm.
OG is gonna come through late in the game. Cool, whatever. That's what you do. You either hot in the early or you hot at the end. Hey,
Yeah.
that at least you're consistent.
I think
Um,
OG will have a better time against this team.
Against the Pacers,
Yeah.
because who's his matchup?
But
Naismith.
he gonna want to dunk on him.
Who's his matchup? Naismith. It's not
Is
Turner, is
it?
it?
Is it? Cause OG what like might is it Nimard
I think it's Naismith.
or
I think that's his matchup
Naismith or is it? Hold on, let me look.
because OG plays like a small forward, which is what I feel like Naismith played like small forward, and then you have Miles Turner, who plays like power, and then who's on the other side of that? Hart. I feel like Hart switches between small. I don't even know if they count 3 and 4 anymore. That ain't even a fucking thing. You're either a shooting guard or you're a fucking point guard at this point in the game. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that is his matchup.
Yeah, which makes sense.
He's 6'7" and he's 6'6".
Yeah, so Naismith, he's a bouncy guy, and
Hmm.
he's consistent as shit. Like Naismith's gonna give you
Yeah,
15 points a game.
yeah.
He did that all last series. I think he can give the
Oh,
Knicks the same. And then OG, he's gonna. I think that's gonna be the matchup to kind of see like who's gonna generate the most points there. I
Mm.
don't know. I think Cat might have a better time with the Pacers, to be honest, because of how the Pacers kind of defensively play.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see how that works because Cat can step out. That's the difference between Cleveland and New York with the center, like their big guy, is he can
Yeah.
shoot. Cat can shoot.
Exactly.
So I'm curious to see like how
From
they're gonna
all
face him.
ranges.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Pacers, because who's that gonna be? What's that guy's name? Pascal.
Sorry, Cam. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be on Cat. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and he's
That'll
kind
be
of
a good.
small.
I mean, because Miles Turner, Miles, I don't know. Miles is always on the outside. Like he's always ready to shoot from the perimeter, but he'll still get a rebound. So it
So it
might
might
be
be
Miles. It
Miles.
might
It
be
might be
Miles Turner.
Miles.
Yeah, it's
It
gonna
might
be
be
Miles
Miles.
Turner.
Yeah.
Miles and Sidekin, they can actually double team him with them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can double
Yeah.
team Cat with him. So he's gonna need he's gonna need all hands on deck. Mitchell Robinson gonna have to be there to get that glass every time. Cat not gonna be able to get them rebounds because they already see him
Yeah.
going for it. But Mitchell's bigger and he's just he's stronger. It feels like.
hmm
So I feel like
Yeah.
he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? He can't shoot, but he can get a rebound.
Yeah.
So
My man was pressed to get hit free throws. That's when I was like, yeah.
they're gonna have to play them at the same time. So Cat can't be getting tired.
hmm
So nigga, you need to get to working out. I don't know what you need to do.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting though. I think this is gonna. I like this series. I like the multiverse we're in right
Yeah.
now. I like that it's not Boston and the number.
Mhm.
The guys that
The
we see
number one
every
team.
year.
Exactly.
Cleveland, even though we're number one, like they never make it past the second round. So come on, this is
Right.
not unpredictable here. But
Absolutely
but
trash.
but seeing the Pacers kind of get back to the finals is cool. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
take it. I think it's gonna be hard. Like I said, they have one of the best offense, if not the best offense outside of OKC. You
Right.
understand? They have the best offense in the league. So I think I want to see OKC and Pacers. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
Yeah.
I like the Timberwolves, but I don't know if the Timbers gonna make it out of the West because I just think coaching system. I just don't know. Like they got good players and shit, but like it's kind of like '90s basketball with them.
But the Timberwolves, New York Knicks finals.
That would be crazy.
Listen,
That would be like
I'll
the
pay for
'90s.
tickets to go see that.
Yeah, I would too.
So I'm just saying
That would be a great a
that'll
good
be very aggressive. I'm
yeah
gonna
be
love that the whole
yeah
game. Oh, it's gonna be
hmm
nasty out here.
yeah.
But yeah, I know we both got to get going. So
hmm
yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to the Trapman Sportscast. The girl Monica Cherie, and
Pete Money.
yes, and we'll see y'all soon. Peace.
See y'all. Peace.